Tracker right now showing that we are about 500 miles to the south of Bermuda, and notice the movement here. We've begun to turn northwest right now at 7 miles per hour. So I would say it's sort of on the home stretch here as it heads up the eastern seaboard and towards southern New England. And this is going to be something that we are very closely invested in now at this point, that our forecast models have sort of come together with a pretty good degree of certainty. So let's track it here as it heads just to the west of Bermuda. Again, Bermuda had a couple of close calls so far this hurricane season, and we are still far from over. But as you can see here, 100-mile-per-hour winds, a little bit of weakening going from that Cat 3 to a Cat 2. Still a very strong storm. And as it begins this northward movement, it is going to start expanding. So certainly the eastern edge, Bermuda is going to get that. We eventually will get the western edge of this storm as it passes, again, what looks to be pretty good offshore at this point, but it's going to be even bigger of a storm at this point, and so the outer wind and rain bands certainly going to affect us here in southern New England. So again, the likeliest scenario right now, the center stays offshore, wind and rain, especially for the Cape and for the islands right here. And the wind, surf, rip currents, erosion, it is all going to be pretty sizable. We're going to have to watch for some coastal flooding as well, just because of the way the winds, of course, going counterclockwise around the storm. You're going to get those winds pushing right inland, especially for the Cape. Maybe a slight degree of offshore winds, even though the forward momentum of the storm will push some water in. The winds may actually be offshore for us here in Rhode Island, so I guess that's some good news. And you can see the bubble here, the forecast track almost kind of pushes it a little bit further to the east at this point. So the inertia of the storm moving away rather than towards land in the Gulf of Maine, that's a good development as well. So now the winds start picking up late Thursday into Friday. It'll turn breezy at first. Then it gets downright windy Friday night into Saturday. We're looking at wind gusts here, Providence, New Bedford area, around 40 miles per hour. As you head out towards the Cape, 50, 60, maybe even close to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That is tropical storm force strength. So we are going to have to get ready to tie loose items down outside, bring them into a shed. That's something that you want to do on Thursday. We have a nice day coming up on Thursday. Friday, again, the winds will start to pick up. I would say that's your last chance. Saturday morning is going to be downright windy out there. And then you can see as we head into Sunday, still breezy, but the winds are starting to lighten up at that point as the storm pulls away. So tonight, looking pretty good, mostly clear skies through the overnight period. Starting to get some more clouds coming in towards tomorrow morning. And I would say you're safe in the morning, but as you get closer to lunchtime, midday, that's when that cold front, again, fairly slow mover, is going to be arriving. Look at all the heavy rain that comes along with this. For that reason, we have the flood watch issued for most of the area through tomorrow. You take all the rain from the last 2 days, you throw this on top of it, we could be looking at some more flooding and water in the streets and low-lying areas, especially the poor drainage areas. That's going to exit as we head into Thursday morning. A couple of showers possible Thursday morning, maybe a brief downpour, especially south and east. And then Thursday, again, a much, much better day out there, preparing for the wind and rain that's going to be coming Friday night into Saturday as we get those outer bands of lee. And again, it's going to be worse for the Cape and for the islands. If you had vacation plans out there this weekend, you may want to rethink that. Maybe for next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It looks like the weather is improving pretty rapidly after Lee passes by.